Welcome to my new home. Hi, I'm Vicki Payne. I recently sold my other house and I bought this 29-year-old ranch. And as you can see, it needs lots of work and we're well underway. Today's show is all about updating the bones of this home sweet home. So if you're planning a remodeling project around your house, don't go away. It's all coming up today on For Your Home. Now this may look like an overwhelming renovation project to you, but to me, it's home, or it will be in a couple of months. You know, I sold my house and wanted something smaller. I wanted to move closer to the city. This location was perfect. It's really close to shopping. I can walk to the park. I can walk to the stores. The nice thing about this area is that it's quiet. It's got great park across the street. The problem with this space is it's an old home. It was built in the 80s. Everything is out of date and it needs lots and lots of work. So I started out by getting a great team of professionals together. Andrew Roby Construction Company is working with me on the logistics of it. And my designer, Janine Devaney, well, Janine has been doing a great job. I've known her for a long time, and her specialty is space utilization. So I got with her and I said, this is how I want to use this house. And she said, well then, Vic, we're going to have to flip around every room, and that's what we've done. Out here in the back, this is the terrace. There was already a small brick terrace out here, but it had no covering, so the sun made it impossible to enjoy it on a hot summer day. Now we have this fabulous new covered porch that is going to be perfect for any time of the year to enjoy it. The roof is up on it. Across the back of the house, Janine designed it to have this symmetrical 3 French doors going in, 2 into the great room, 1 into the master bedroom. We got our new doorways in. I love them. They're just a great new accent to the house. And, you know, we've made a lot of changes. Working through a process like this is very complicated. Take a look at the floor plan. Look at the way that we switch things around. One of the biggest changes for me so far is the new doors and windows. Now, in order to access the terrace outside, we have installed 3 sets of these beautiful French doors and transoms. Now, this one is out of the master bedroom and it leads to the terrace. And then in the great room, we've installed 2 more. Throughout the whole house, though, we've changed out every single window because the old windows, the insulated glass units had failed, and I didn't like the style. To help me maneuver the world of doors and windows, I called upon Bert Howard, who's a good friend of mine. Hey, Bert, how you doing?
Hi, Vicki. How are you today? Good seeing you.
I'm doing great. I am really, really pleased with these windows and the way they turned out. I mean, just look at this. This is so pretty.
It really changed the look of your house. It made it be more modern, more up-to-date, and I think your selection as far as the design, doing casements, was perfect for this application.
Right, because before we had the double hung, and it was real traditional. It had the horizontal as well as the vertical mullions.
Right.
And by just going with the horizontal mullions, it has that great European look that I was after.
And one of the nice things also is for ventilating purposes, you open up the window, you get 100% of the ventilation. Whereas with the double hungs that were here, you only got 50% ventilation. So I think you made the right decision in choosing this.
Another thing that we did to this that were different is that I had them in a black iron ore color on the outside.
Right.
You know, one of the things that I looked at originally when I started planning the windows, and you and I talked about it, was to use steel windows. And then I got a quote on the steel windows, and then I said, hey, Bert, come on out and talk to me about these windows. I wanted that look, though, but I was afraid that those were also not going to be as energy efficient as these are.
That's correct, because one, our product is wood on the inside, aluminum clad on the exterior, so you get the energy efficiency of wood. But the low E squared, we call it advanced glass, is really one of the best insulating glazing systems you can have. And one of the things we did here also was not only some new construction, but we replaced all the windows that you had existing, but we used the existing frames. And we could take a double hung, and then we could make a casement window go in there. So I think by replacing everything, you've really updated your house for the modern efficiencies.
Well, you know, we're trying to keep the energy costs down for me too, because this is going to be, like I hope, my permanent home, and I want to keep those
Right.
costs under control. The other thing that I liked about it is that on the inside, because they're wood, I can choose to either paint them the dark color on the inside or white or any of the colors in the room. So I've got complete versatility as a designer and as a decorator.
That is a nice versatility of wood. You can do anything with it on the inside to match any kind of decor that you have.
Yeah, well, I'm really happy with it. I think it turned out great. And, you know, as always, it's so much easier if you work with somebody who knows their product. Thanks, Bert. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Now, downsizing from a house that was 7,000 square feet to 3,000 was only half the story. I also went from a house that was only 10 years old to a house that was 29 years old. Everything in this house was out of date, especially the heating and cooling system. It was a real energy guzzler. This is Tommy Reeves. He's with Lennox Heating and Cooling. He's been working with Airtron trying to put in a new system for me.
Hi, Vicki.
Hey, Tommy, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Boy, these are a couple of big units. What do we have here?
They are, and it seems to be the more efficient they get, the bigger they get. So what we have here are two of the most efficient single-stage units in the market. These are XC17s. And with that, what you get is, if you think about energy consumption in the summertime, about 70% of your electric bill is from these. So, so the more efficient
Especially
you
here
can
in
get,
the South.
correct. So the more efficient you can get with these on the outdoor units, the lower your cost is on your utility bill.
I like that.
The beauty of these are solar ready, what's called our SunSource product. And anytime you can add solar panels to actually assist or help fully power these units. Correct. Also, these particular units are the quietest air conditioners in their class. These things run at 62 decimal points, which is also the quietest in its class as well.
You know, and that's really important because we relocated these units. Originally, we had units in the front of the house.
Okay, so I noticed that you've got neighbor window over here. These things, you really literally have to get up to listen to it to make sure that they're on.
Well, that's good because I have a bedroom right here, too.
Perfect.
Okay, good to go. How about air quality?
Air quality, what we've got is we've got a hospital-grade filtration system in your home. So as this thing's running and the indoor unit's running, you're constantly collecting contaminants and making it easier to breathe inside the home.
Well, that's great because I have grandkids and a lot of company in my house, and I want to have a great environment for everybody.
Okay.
Now, control panel. I am a real decorator, and I care about how it looks. How about the thermostat? How is that going to look?
Well, these things are actually iComfort Wi-Fi enabled, which is our brand new thermostat. So you can actually control it from your iPad. I noticed you had an iPhone earlier that you were playing around with. So you can actually control while you're remote, either from a PC or from a laptop or an iPad, your thermostat inside.
I love
the moment the wire from this touches the thermostat to your furnace is connected, it's fully communicating. So that makes it easier for the installing contractor to not only set it up, but service it.
Well, I really love that because I'm really techie and I like that whole concept. So I'm going to check with Matt because I know Matt's inside doing some of the installation work. And thank you so much, Tommy. I look forward to it.
I appreciate it.
Hey, Matt, you up here? Hey, there you are. How come I'm always meeting you up in the attic, huh?
Where I do my best work.
Well, it looks like you guys have been doing a lot of work. So is this my new furnace unit here?
This is one of them.
One I got. How many did I get?
You got two. We got one hidden over on the other side too.
Okay.
And this one is a two-stage variable speed furnace. And what that means for you is we've got a two-stage gas valve on this and a variable speed blower motor.
Okay.
And what that will do is offer a little more comfort to you.
How does that work?
Well, the way that works is the first 10 minutes of operation, what will happen is the gas valve will only kick in about half your BTUs. So if this is a 40,000, it'll be running at 20,000 BTUs. And once your thermostat is satisfied, it will shut off. But if it's not satisfied, it will kick in to the full 40,000 BTUs. And what that will do for you is just keep a nice even temperature, and you always have the right size furnace.
No spiking and stuff up and down that way?
Right. It'll give you real nice even temperatures. You know, with the two-stage and a variable speed blower motor too, so it ramps up slowly and back down. You know, turns off slowly. It's not like a on-off switch like the furnace we pulled out.
All right. Well, great, because the other one was really out of date and just wasn't efficient at all. Okay. Now I got another question for you.
Okay.
I know it's supposed to be downsizing, so don't laugh when I ask the question. But once I got my staircase coming up to the attic, I looked at this space. I'm only about 5 feet away from this closed-in storage area. I was thinking about connecting them and maybe making this a thermostatically controlled space. If I decide to do that, can I just have you run another duct off of this to cool and heat that?
Well, I know that sounds like the simplest way to do it, but this system is sized for the the home below. We've done a load calc based off of all the rooms and the insulation values in this home. And if you oversize a system, it's bigger is usually not better. Because what this is going to do for you is it's going to remove the humidity and keep those nice even temperatures. Where if you had an oversized unit, it would cool off the home so quickly that you wouldn't extract that moisture out of the air.
Oh, okay, so bigger is not better.
No, what I would recommend would be to put a standalone, a ductless split system in there for a standalone room like that, and we could rough in condensate and refrigerant lines.
While you're doing this part?
Yeah, during the rough in, and then you could come back in at any time.
Okay.
As long as you had that and the electric requirements ready to go now at rough in.
Okay, well, I'm going to put you together with Ian from MI on the electrical part of it, and then that way, if you guys will prep it for me, if I decide to do it that way, then I'm closer to that goal. Okay?
Great, we'll get you fixed up.
All right, well, man, I'm going to go on downstairs, and next time, what do you say? Let's meet downstairs, huh?
Sounds good.
All right,
Thank you.
I'll see you next time.
Take care.
Originally, this house had 3 full bathrooms and a powder room. I combined the his and her bathrooms in the master into one. The guest bathroom, we're just going to do a new facelift on it, but the powder room, we moved it from this side of the house all the way to the other side. We also moved around a lot of the kitchen and laundry rooms in different areas, so there's a lot of plumbing to be done. When I got a lot of plumbing, or a little plumbing, this is the guy I call. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Great, Vicki. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, darling. Chris is with All About the Pipes, and he's our FYH plumber. We've done a lot of projects together, haven't we?
We sure have. We sure have, and this is one of the biggest thus far.
Yeah, it is. What do you think about all this plumbing?
I think it's exciting. It's exciting. The plan that you have, opening up the kitchen, relocating the kitchen, the laundry, the powder bath. So you have a lot of plumbing on this wing alone.
Well, you know, Janine Devaney, who's the designer for this project, she thinks big and she never stops to say, let's go move it here, let's move it there, you know. Just walk our viewers through what you guys had to do just on this one half.
Okay.
Of the house.
Originally, this was the powder bath. Next, that backed up to the laundry. And what we had to do was delete the plumbing for that. And this is now becoming your kitchen. We're going to have the kitchen rough-in right here, the refrigerator over there.
This is where my new sink is, right underneath the great new windows.
Beautiful windows right
Yeah.
there.
Uh-huh.
And then your new range and hood and everything is going to be in this corner. So it actually opened right up. This was the laundry and the powder. And what we've done is turn the old kitchen into the new laundry room.
Okay, and we're also going to have an island here in the center, so you're going to have a prep sink here that
That
you're
is
going to have
correct.
to do. And over here, we're going to have gas range. It's a dual fuel, so you're going to have to bring gas down to this area.
That is correct. So we have a lot going on in this small area
Yeah,
right
a
here.
lot of plumbing. Well, you know, down here in the laundry room, let's go down to this space.
So Vicki, over here is where the existing kitchen was, and now this becomes the new laundry room and creativity room.
I know, I'm really excited about this space. So I see that you've already plumbed over here for the washer and dryer.
That is correct.
All right, and over in the other corner, the farm sink.
That is correct. This is going to be the farm sink, so when you're having your crafts or with laundry, you always need a sink in the laundry room or creative
Yeah.
room, and you have it.
And I'm going to do a lot of flower arranging from my own little personal rose garden across the street.
Fantastic.
And now, in what used to be the living room, which is now going to be my dining room, you had some plumbing work to do there as well.
That is correct. There's going to be a wine cooler and a ice maker going in that location.
That's going to be just perfect. And on the other side of the house, we've got our regular bathroom changes that we had to do. We have a steam shower going in the master bathroom, and then, you know, some new fixtures that are going to go in the guest bath. Here's my question for you, because you know I'm excited. I want to be in here by the holidays.
The big question.
The big question, yeah. So when will I see you again, darling?
You will see us just about towards the end of completion. Once all the painting is done, sheetrock's up, the tile, the floors are in, we'll come in and start trimming everything out, and you'll have working sinks and showers.
Okay, and so until then, our bathroom is the little green shack out back, right?
That is correct.
Okay. Thanks, hon. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Vicki.
This is Ben Mandan, and he is with Andrew Roby Construction. and they are the general contractors on this project. How you holding up, buddy?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing real good. Every day when I come by here and there's a little bit more done, I'm doing really good. So bring me up to speed. What's been hold up on our schedule as we go along?
Well, we've run into some problems with the existing structure, which happens at most remodels. We had to do some additional support up in the attic, some additional support down in the crawl space, and then we've also ran into some rotten wood, a couple band sills, floor joists, that sort of thing. You can see here at the new door opening, ran into some subfloor rot, taking out the old doors and windows and such. But, you know, unfortunately, that's very common.
Okay, so that kind of delayed us, threw us off a couple of weeks getting all that new framing done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I know now that, you know, you keep eating up my hardwood floors a little bit at a time, you know, and I keep saying to the guys, you do know I'm going to recycle these, right?
Absolutely.
So the hardwood guys, they were in and they took a look at it and they said, no problem, they can match and piece and do all those kind of things. But it is really important at this stage, though, to take care of all of those kind of issues when we're in this kind of state.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to skimp at this point and not take care of any issues that you run into, because obviously you don't want to, after the project's all done, you don't want to go back in and take everything back apart again.
Absolutely. Okay, so what's my future look like? What's our next stage?
Right now we've got most of the trades have finished. The electrician's got a little bit of time left. The HVAC's got a bit left. Plumbing's already been inspected, so we'll get those inspections this week.
Okay.
Go for insulation next week, and then the good news is start the drywall and start putting everything back together. That's
I like
when it
that
gets
word,
fun.
put things back together.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It's always nice to see everything going back.
Well, I've been doing my homework, you know. I've been out to
Yep.
the granite yard. I've made those selections and the tile showroom. I met with all the custom cabinet guys. We've got all of that on order. We have the roofing picked out for the place. And I want you to have all the information you need and all the product you need when you're ready to put it in. So
Yeah, absolutely.
it can really delay a project if you're waiting on a homeowner to make those choices.
Yeah, it really can. If you're not getting the information back from the homeowner designer in time, it can end up delaying the project, which is no fun for you. It's no fun for us. We like to get in here and get everything put back together for you. And
Well,
have
I'm
happy
really
customers.
impressed with the roof that you put over here. This
Yeah,
is
that's-
some heck of a roof, I'll tell you right now. You know, when I look up there, I go like, I'm like, still gonna get any kind of shade when the sun comes down? It's so tall, but it's
Yeah,
grand.
absolutely. Yeah, it is a beautiful porch. You're gonna enjoy that a lot, I think, in the summer.
I think so too, and I can't wait till there's something to get out there and enjoy. So that brings me back to my topic, okay? Are we still on target for me to be in here by Christmas?
That's what we're shooting for. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
No,
everybody's
that's
goal.
not a defining. Yes, we are, Vic. That's
Yes,
what I
we
want
are,
to do.
Vicki. We're going
See, that's
for it.
the attitude I want. Because see, you're standing right now where my Christmas tree is going to go. Yeah, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it'd be perfect.
And I don't want it to be backed up behind 2x4s.
No, we don't want that either.
No.
Definitely
no.
not.
We want to see a beautiful Christmas tree and a beautiful finished room here.
Absolutely.
So, well, you guys are doing a great job. I'm really happy with it. I'm just giving you a hard time. So I'm going to go on outside and give you a break. Thanks,
Sounds
Ben.
good. Thanks, Vic. Take care.
It's just as crazy outside at this house as it is on the inside. The renovation is going on both fronts. Now, we have 2 yards here. Let me explain this to you, if I can. I have the backyard, which is where the patio is, and the garage, and the little private street. But it's actually more like my front yard because that's where everybody parks, so that's where everybody comes to the door. Then I have the front yard, which was originally the front yard that faces on a busy street that nobody goes to. In fact, there's a gate that leads to that sidewalk, but nobody's used it for years, and they've landscaped that yard as if it doesn't even exist. So it sounds confusing. It is confusing. Growing Legacy is going to help us straighten this all out. This is David Hubbard, and David has been my personal gardener for a number of years, and you're up for this challenge, huh?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what's the solution to having 2 front yards and 2 backyards?
2 beautiful yards. We could just make them both as nice as we want them, make them both good front yards.
There you go. I like that solution. You know, take the time to think about it, and you come up with a solution, which is so obvious. I should have thought of it myself, right?
Right.
Okay, so this is the plan that you and your team have come up with, right?
That's it.
Walk me through these 2 beautiful yards.
Well, this is the backyard off the street, the private street and the garage. We're gonna have a sort of a secluded entrance to your beautiful covered patio, and it's gonna sort of be blocked off from the street, sort of feel very private. The front yard, or the backyard as you refer to it, that's along the busier street, is going to have a fountain, walkway and a lot of herb gardens and fancier looking landscape on the front.
Fancier looking landscape, I love that term. So that would be more like a formal garden?
Right, right.
I love this. And then how am I going to get from this beautiful yard to this beautiful yard?
We're going to have a sort of a hidden walkway along the side of the house with flagstone steps.
Oh, I love this, David. Okay, now let me ask you here. We'll go through some things and you tell me if we can change these, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so instead of this straight line like this, I'd like to be able to maybe make this have some kind of a nice curve to it,
Okay.
because this is too straight. So something with a little more curve would be better.
We can adjust that.
Okay. And up here, what are you going to be using for your hardscape? What are the materials going to be?
The hardscapes here will not be the pavers as it's drawn, but that'll be pea gravel as well as these other walkways around that formal area. So all these paths, including this entrance path, is going to be pea gravel.
You know, and I love that because it's so French.
Right, right.
To have gravel in this areas, and I've got it up in my mountain place, and I found it's really easy to keep a gravel walkway looking nice.
Right.
So this is going to be great, and here's going to be where I told you I wanted to be able to grow herbs and vegetables, so these are going to be my plantings in here. Okay? Tell me what some of the other plants are that you're thinking about incorporating in here.
Well, we've got a lot of hydrangea, which I know that you love, and
Yeah.
we've got a few formal boxwoods across the front. We've got some boxwoods in the back, and we've got some more perennials and understory plant material that's going to go along with the existing plant material that we've left.
Okay, now are you going to be, like we talked about before, be able to recycle some of my existing plants here?
We're in the process of taking out some of that material that'll be good for later, so that we can do the grade for the entire property. And we've got some of that staged
Okay.
already under irrigation, and we'll bring that back when the time is ready.
Yeah, because they already had some beautiful ferns and hostas and those kind of plants, so good. Okay, I'm looking on here, I see that you're planning on putting some boxwoods here on each side of the walkway to the terrace?
Sort of to frame that walkway as you enter the patio area.
Okay, well, I've got other ideas for that. I would like for you not to put any plantings here and maybe arch this out a little bit. I want to put two really beautiful decorative urns up there for planters, so I can put seasonal plantings and things in it for
That'd be
color.
great.
So let's leave this open here. These are okay to do some planting on the side, but let's leave that area open, okay?
That'll look great.
All right?
Nice focal point.
All right, then I know that we're going to be installing a tankless water heater here,
Okay.
and it's going to have to hang on the other side of the wall there next to my neighbors. So I see that we're not planning on doing any planting on this side. I do need you to incorporate something to kind of give a screen for that. I don't want it to be an eyesore for
Absolutely.
her.
Not a problem.
Okay, well, I want to go over the plant list, and since you've been my gardener for over 10 years, you know pretty well what I like. But I want to look at it and see if there's anything that I want to incorporate, maybe some new plants I haven't tried before.
Okay.
And then we can take a look at it. So when do you think you guys are going to get started?
We'll get started in the next 2 weeks with some of the grading work and some of the irrigation work that needs to be done ahead of time and the drainage work.
Okay.
And then we'll get started.
All right, I can't wait. And I'm going to have two beautiful yards. And I'll just have to say, the formal garden or the more relaxed?
Perfect. It'll be very nice.
Thanks, David. I like this a lot.
You're welcome.
These are going to be really nice along here. I like the way that we're going to be doing these edges here. It's going to be really pretty. David, what are all these buckets of gravel doing?
This is the aggregate that we're going to use for your front walks around the fountain and the vegetable
yeah?
gardens, and give that nice French country English garden look.
I like this. I like the size of this too. You know, it's not too tiny. It'll be easy to maintain and keep it picked up so it won't flow out over the edges.
And we'll
right?
we'll have steel edging that'll hold it all in place.
Okay, that's great. And these must be the pavers.
These
you
are the
want me to use?
pavers. Blue Max Materials is gracious enough to help us with this project, and these are going to be your walkway off of the driveway to your back patio.
I like that color. You know, it's it kind of has that aged look to it because we're kind of trying to take this house away from being so brown, you know, and take it to more of the grayer tones. We're doing that with the roofing and the painting and a lot of things that we're doing. So I think this will work out really well. I do, though, want to check this out with the tiles I've selected for the terrace flooring. Make sure they match because they're going to come right up against each other.
Right.
Okay? All right, so these are going to be the pavers. This is going to be the gravel. these two look a little different in color, but because they're in two different parts of the yard, it doesn't make any difference?
That's right, that's right. This will help accent some of the features that are already in the house, and this will tie in as well with the terrace floor and some of the other features in the backyard.
Keeping that together. Now, with the gravel, when you put this in, you said you're going to put steel beams around, or steel rods around the outside?
Steel edging, it's just about a 4-inch steel edging that sort of guardrails it in.
Okay, keep it from scattering all over the
It's
place.
really unnoticeable
Okay,
once it's all installed.
will you put something else down underneath this, or is this going to be the only thing?
We'll put a harder surface under it so that it's just not real thick, and you're walking through several inches of that.
So, yeah, like when you're getting really deep and down into
Right.
it. Okay, well, great. I love this idea. And I found from my mountain cabin, because I have the gravel walkway up there, that if I spray it in the spring with some of the weed preventer, I don't have any problems with weeds at all.
Right.
And if one or two does pop up, they pull out of the gravel really easier. It's actually easier to keep these clean than it is pavers.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
well, I love these. Let me match it up, and I'll let you know if it's a go. Okay?
Sounds great.
And I know Jason's inside. He's brought me some of the landscape lighting and some of the irrigation products that we're thinking about using.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you get to work on my yard
All right.
because I want to see it done really soon.
Great.
I'll check in with you later, David.
All right,
Thank
thank you.
Well, I'm really excited about the way everything's turning out. I know it's a big project, but if you pick the right partners and you think through all your choices ahead of time, it can be a lot of fun. Join me next time right here on For Your Home. You know you want to see how this turns out. I'll see you soon. Do you want to know more about the projects today or our guests? Visit us on the web. You're going to find great behind-the-scenes shots, streaming video, project ideas. We even have an e-newsletter with tips and ideas. It's foryourhome.com.